Hi, Gemini, welcome to your reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and this is a yearly tarot reading. So, energy of the whole year, 2021. Happy New Year. You have the nine. So for January, you have the Nine of Wands and the Two of Swords. Two cards popped up. For February, you have the Ace of Cups. For March, you have the Three of Pentacles. For April, you have the Magician. For May, you have the Page of Wands. For June, you have the Four of Wands. For July, you have the Six of Swords. Then, Ace of Swords, Six of Swords, Ace of Swords, Six of Swords, then Ace of Swords for August. Then September, October, November, December. So that's Page of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Five of Cups, and King of Wands. The overall energy, or other energies, I feel like taking two cards for this. The overall energy of the year for you is the Lovers and the Two of Wands. So the Lovers, of course, is love, romance. It's also sacrificing something for someone else or for yourself. I say rather for someone else though. But with the Two of Wands, I'd say it's, in this case is also for most of you would be a longing for someone. So either a longing for a relationship, so wanting, desiring a relationship, strongly desiring a relationship, or missing someone who you had a relationship with. Either one of those. And for some of you, it's individual. So this card is more for you. And if that's the case, the overall energy of your year is love. So when I read out the other cards, maybe try to apply it to your love life. That might work for some of you. For some of you, your main card is the Two of Wands. So that is a desire to go out and do something, but for having restrictions. So not being able to do what you want to do because of the restrictions. So for some of you, it's both of these two cards. I'm going to move them out of the way. Just pop it here. Okay, so for January, you have here the Nine of Wands and the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is very reflective. You have here the sword is reflective, and it seems like there's a lake there too, a reflective lake. Maybe having to reflect on a decision, like heavily reflect on a decision before making that decision. So it could be a very lengthy or difficult choice. For some of you, it's having to reflect maybe on the past choice. Maybe because the energy I'm getting from these two cards together though is, I'm not sure. Let me just. So in the Nine of Wands, you see she seems very defensive. She's not really letting anyone into her circle. She's not letting anyone close to her. Same with the Two of Swords. You can't get close to the Two of Swords. Although she wouldn't know it, she's very vulnerable with that blindfold on. But you can't really get close to her because she won't know who's getting close to her with the blindfold on. But she's also holding two swords on either side of her. And she has her chest covered. So the heart space blocked or covered. Either one. So maybe in January, some of you may maybe have your heart space blocked or covered, or some of you will be very, maybe territorial for some of you, kind of territorial, won't let people into your space or into your, won't be really in the mood for those deep conversations, emotional conversations, so more so emotional conversations than deep conversations, since deep conversations can be less about emotion, more about other stuff. So not really wanting to have those emotional conversations, not wanting to let people into your space, into your personal space, into your heart space. For some of you, it's more about having a choice, having to make a choice. The choice could be about whether to trust someone or not. I'm also seeing like judging someone by their cover, so not judging a book by its cover. Because of her, mostly because of her blindfold, but the mirror being reflective, so having to really, it's like, there was this lyric to a song that was "Take a Look at Yourself" or something like that. I think I mentioned it before. And you have water here as well, so this is reflectiveness going on here and here. So is quite a bit of reflective thing that's catching my attention. So what I meant by take a look at yourself is because reflection is basically light bouncing and stuff. So understanding how, I'm not sure how to word it. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure how to word it, but that's okay. So this card can also be a new beginning as well, because there's this sun background here. There's a sunset. So with the sunset there, it can also be about something ending. When something ends, it gives rise to something new. Another reason why I said reflective of this card is the moon at the back. The moon's about emotions, is about the heart space, is about it's also about mother and nature and stuff. But the moon in tarot is also not knowing who to trust and stuff like that. A bit of Cancerian energy there. So with the moon there, and the sword behind, the moon behind the sword, maybe some of you are closing off again, your emotions are closed off, your heart's closed off, or you need to be more in touch with that Cancerian energy. So unconditional love is Cancerian energy. Maybe some of you have like a North Node in Cancer or something. And again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If none of it resonates, that's completely fine. So with the Ace of Cups for February, that is new beginnings. I think Aries and Sagittarius both had new beginnings. I think Aries did. Yeah, not sure about Sagittarius, but either way, you have a new beginning in February, romantic, or could be about romance. Could be about I'm seeing like a child sort of thing, getting like a child energy with this card. Like with the flowers as well, like gifting someone a flower when they have a child or something. Water births or stuff like that. So I am seeing that with February. Maybe some of you will be expecting a child in February, or something to do with a child in February. For some of you, it's more about your own love life. You did have, or do have, the Lovers number 6 as your overall energy of the year with the two of Wands. Some of you, it's about love, romance, a new romantic opportunity arising in February, which is also Valentine's Day, so that's interesting. Maybe some of you will have like a Valentine on Valentine's Day. I really like the colors in this. It's very soft, very soft colors. So with the Three of Pentacles, this is studying, this is revising, this is also I say researching as well, being in tune with your creativity. Some of you may be writing something very important, maybe get involved in a hobby to do with writing. Some of you may be experimenting in something, so dabbling in something newish, like sort of like alchemy in a way with that bottle over there, sort of like alchemy. Some of you maybe, because I'm seeing it as like dipping into ink as well, dipping a pen into ink. So some of you maybe it could be more about making your mark onto something. So marking your, just what's that word? Making your mark on something. I guess making your mark on something. For some of you, it's more about the creative side. So doing something creative and getting really involved in that. I'm seeing really being serious about it, determined is the right word. It's really being determined about it. Some of you is more about religion. I do tend to see that as like a church where he is sitting with the windows at the back. It seems like a church. So yeah, just getting involved in creative stuff in that March. For some of you, it's less about the creativity, it's more about something like writing a report or studying. You have the Magician with April. So this is, let me move these. So with the Magician, that is utilizing all your skills, utilizing all your knowledge to achieve a goal. So when you want to do something, using everything you've learned from the past, maybe all the mistakes or the notes, all these notes to achieve that goal, to do that thing you wanted to do. So that's for some of you. For some of you, it's more about it's more a spiritual thing. The Magician unites the up and below. Like as above, so below. He unites the two realms, should I say? He unites the two realms. He uses all the elements to manifest. So some of you is about manifesting. You may be getting heavily involved in manifesting. This could be about manifesting as well. So really getting heavily involved, maybe learning more about manifesting. Some of you is more about learning about the things around you. So maybe getting interested in the things around you more. So it could be anything really, like flowers for some of you animals, for some of you it could be just finding, like if you've been someone who hasn't been able to find something you're really interested in before, it could be that this year you're able to find that spark, like a flame, find that spark. Again, for some it's more about manifestations. For some it's more about the hard work you're putting in and the dedication you're putting in, and then really doing that research to achieve something. But I do get this heavy sense of like hands on duty to complete a goal, complete a task. Um, and I kind of want to like stay a bit with the magician for a bit because again, this is a general reading, so just to get some messages out for other people. The magician for some of you could so for others of you, it's more of understanding what's real and what's not real, understanding what's a reality and what's not reality, and being able to differentiate between idealization and reality. So idealizing something and creating a sort of dreamy view of something and being realistic about that thing. So knowing which one's which, knowing the boundaries and understanding both. So with the Page of Wands, because I want to move on from that, with the Page of Wands, also there's red roses here, and I'm getting sort of a Valentine's Day sort of feel. So you may be receiving roses. Could be sudden or unexpected as well. The Magician, like magic. So Page of Wands, that is a journey, that is exploration. So again, there's exploring something new, exploring on unexplored territories, basically. You also have like the cat here as well. There's a cat here as well. Cat here. So curiosity, being curious and exploring your curiosity, not being afraid to explore that curiosity. So again, giving me that sciencey feel, chemistry sort of feel, and alchemy. Some of you may be feeling really lucky, because that sunflower is making me think of like luck and cheerfulness. It's a very bright month, though, very bright, cheerful. Maybe a bit of socializing. I'm seeing long distance socializing because he's shouting. Could be some surprises happening, again, because again he's shouting. So surprise, shock. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to the Four of Wands. Four of Wands, celebrating something to celebrate in June. Not sure exactly what it is, but there could be something really nice going on. This magician is really catching my attention for some reason. I think it's the gold background as well. Maybe the magician's energy is really strong for you this month. So yeah, the Four of Wands is celebrating something, maybe something to celebrate in June, getting together with other people. You may be getting together with people that maybe some of you weren't able to before. There's also mingling and swapping contacts, and because with the rope there, I'm seeing swapping contacts and entangling with other people. Connecting with the world. There's another word for it, but I forgot. Networking, that's it. Networking with people. There's a cat here too. So you've got 3 cats so far. You don't have a goat here, but 3 cats so far. Maybe cats are important somehow. Maybe it's just, I think Aries had a dog, so you've got a cat. Quite different. So it could be more about being curious, being flexible as well. The magician being flexible, magician and the Page of Wands, no surprises. So not sticking to a single thing or a single routine, having the flexibility to change suddenly. Again, surprise, when like you scare a cat and they jump. So could be that sort of thing for some of you. Then you have the Six of Swords here for July. Six of Swords is leaving things behind, leaving the past behind and moving on. So again, that reflecting. So after reflecting, then you choose to move on and not just stay in one place. Because again, time moves on. When time goes, you can't really get that time back. So I guess using that time effectively to do what you really want to do. Three of Swords, not three, so Three of Pentacles, the Magician. So moving on with this card, with the Ace, you have 2 aces and one after, aligned. So Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a new mentality. It's a new state of mind. So I guess after reflecting, after all this change, the Magician, maybe manifesting, maybe writing down your goals. For some of you, Page of Wands, so exploring your curiosity, exchanging contacts. Some of you may have, after all that, I guess, a change in mentality, reaching new goals, reaching new heights. So achieving something in one level and then starting again with another level kind of thing. Um, being on a journey that may be quite rocky, but being able to reach, like, go high, because you have a bird here, so going high and flying high. Um, I'm also seeing being victorious, or victorious, victory, achieving victory basically. Like when you lift the sword up after defeating a foe in a movie. You have the Page of Pentacles right under the Three of Pentacles, so two Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, similar to the Three of Pentacles, is studying, learning something new. I'm seeing this examining your I'm seeing revenue for some reason. I'm also seeing like your appearance being your income being reflected by your appearance. I'm not sure why, because like like the way she's holding that coin is almost like a mirror to me. So I'm seeing that as sort of her income being reflected by her appearance. So for some of you, maybe you'll be doing something, maybe buying something different, which gives people an idea of your like not an idea, but I guess an assumption is more accurate. An assumption of how much you have, or some sort of should I say gossip about maybe what's going on, maybe why you dress like that. Goats are stubborn, so maybe some of you will be a bit stubborn, feeling a bit stubborn. So maybe someone will want to tell you to do something or ask you to do something, or something happens but you're feeling a bit stubborn and not wanting to really move. And that tree is very beautiful. So the flowers also catching my attention. I was going to mention the flowers here, but like I forgot why I didn't. So I was going to mention the flowers here, and then I think that's why I mentioned don't judge a book by its cover. It was those flowers as well as the other whatever I mentioned then. So those flowers being down and almost seeming dead. These flowers being live, like alive. Yeah, I mentioned the roses over there, and these lovely pink flowers here. So a tree of flowers. So I guess the flowers keep increasing. Then here you have Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is a decision, choices, and it's under the Magician. Seven of Cups is also about being realistic. So I didn't notice this Seven of Cups when I mentioned them being realistic with the Magician. But for some of you, this year and this month in particular, so that's December, November, October, is about being realistic, setting realistic goals. There's also, it could be someone reaching out to something that isn't there. So the Magician, smoke and mirror, stuff like that, and reaching out to something that isn't there. So reaching out to a hologram, for example. So it could be that there's a belief that something is there when it really isn't. So just being careful about that, or with that. For some of you, it's more about manifesting. So being able to manifest more. And there's a cat here too, poking its head out. I really feel like maybe being aware of cats, because cats are popping up quite a lot in this reading. So being clear-minded as well. So being clear about what you want and being generally clear-minded, after reflecting, not dwelling on it too much. Then you have the Five of Cups, which is regrets. So regrets could be about this smoke and mirror stuff. What's real, what's not real, what is actually there, what isn't. What seems like it's there but really isn't. So Five of Cups could be more about that for some people. I do see that bridge there at the back. So crossing that bridge and being on new footing, being on new landing. Crossing an area that would have otherwise seemed that you'd be unable to cross. So Five of Cups, regrets, not noticing what you have. So it could be about this. So not seeing what's there and looking at what seems like, how do I word that? So not really seeing not seeing reality for what it really is. So she doesn't notice the two cups. She only sees the cups that are on the floor. Similar to this. What are you seeing? What you don't see? What's real? What's fake? What's in your head? What's actually there? What are you manifesting? What are you not manifesting? King of Wands for December. So King of Wands is for some of you it could be some sort of like a passionate thing. It could be a passionate thing with someone who is of a higher not their status, not exactly status, but like authority, with authority. So being passionate with someone of authority. Some people it's more about being noticed, feeling like what they've accomplished as being kind of, I see it almost like the, is it six of, what's it called, almost like that, but a bit different, because the King of Cups is more about passion. It's about controlled passion as well, where the Knight of Cups is a wildfire. The King of Wands, no, Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands is a where the Knight of Wands is a uncontrolled fire. The King of Wands is a more controlled fire, where he knows how to handle his own passion. Some of you may be able to handle that passion, so being able to handle how you're feeling. Oops, I dropped it. So this Lovers and that two of what was it, Wands that I dropped. Some of you is more about feeling noticed, feeling looked at. Some of you may be getting the attention of someone. So yeah, and then the overall, where did I put it? So the overall love romance energy for you is this one, and it fell over here when I dropped it. It fell over here in September. So heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So maybe after this reflect. So it could be about this not letting people in. Although it did fall here. So for some of you, it's more about this. For some of you, it's this January energy, or maybe it could be this. It could be all of it. But this is the overall romance energy of the year. So as I mentioned everything else, maybe keep in mind this card and try to apply it to that. It's going to be learning new ways to communicate, maybe making goals about romance and how to communicate with your partner. If you don't have a partner, maybe making goals to get a partner. For some of you, because the Lovers was the overall card energy. I'm going to stop this here so this doesn't drag on for too long. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this resonated. If it didn't, that's okay. If you'd like to, you can like, share, comment, or subscribe.